10 seconds. Stand by. In 5,
look at that girl
4,
in a dress right
3,
behind her.
2, 1. Roll D. I saw that.
This is Q13 News at 10.
Track Alpha?
Tonight, a tight-knit community in mourning. A friendly gathering turned into a crime scene in Mukilteo.
There was multiple shots.
Goes 19. Faces as he shot them is the out. Less than 10. Stand by.
A 19-year-old arrested for the deadly shooting.
What he did was wrong. He saw the looks on their face when he shot them.
Mike Nadia, take 5.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Nadia Crow. Tonight, investigators search for answers after the small party in Mukilteo earlier this morning. It happened at a home in the Chenault neighborhood. We're now getting more information.
All right, package out of B. Track B, take.
We now know the identities of the victims: Jake Long, Anna Bowie, and Jordan.
Goes 106.
3 people confirmed dead by a close friend. Police tell us about 15 to 20 people gathered at this home in a Chenault neighborhood last night. Sources confirm this is
106. Cruel act of violence is the out.
Christopher Ivanov sits in Snohomish County Jail, charged with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of aggravated murder. State Patrol arrested him driving on Interstate 5 in Lewis County about 2 hours after the shooting. While police have not released a motive, friends tell us that Ivanov had previously been romantically involved with one of the victims.
This isn't a common occurrence for this city, and I'm sure it has affected all the residents of the city.
The community turns its
I
attention
changed
to
the
the
time
victims
off a
of
little
the
bit on that.
murder, while another young man is fighting for his life in serious condition in intensive care.
Here comes
at
Jennifer.
Fairview Medical Center. Today, Mayor Jennifer Gregerson reached
10
out to
seconds,
those
stand by.
grieving.
Our community has been shaken.
Cruel act of violence. Stand by camera
For
5.
too many families in our community, their lives have been changed forever by this cruel act of violence.
Mike Nadia, take 5.
Well, tonight, former students
Somebody
and
drop
parents
Annie into the
of
monitor.
Kaniak High gathered outside the school, sharing stories, tears, and hugs.
Dissolve.
Annie Andrews joins us live from
Somebody
the school.
live?
Annie, mixed emotions out there tonight.
Mike Taiwan, wipe her live.
Yeah, and you just need to read some of these chalk messages. They're messages of hope, sadness, and just overall disbelief.
Somebody sound an alpha
like this could
package.
happen in such a small town where it seems everyone knows one another.
Track A, take Alpha
I
sound.
don't know how many students went here, but I would never check Alan as a killer.
Tage Timmerman came to Kamiak
Dang it,
High
didn't animate
hours
in.
before tonight's vigil. He told me because he needed to come to peace with the news.
Alan was always had this bright smile whenever I saw him. Not to put him in like a bright way, but he always had this bright smile. It was
This runs 132. Love each other more is
His
the out.
friend, Alan Ivanov, is suspected of killing his other friends, Anna Bowie, Jake Long, and Jordan Ebner, and injuring another.
it's really hard just being caught in between.
He was invited to the house party last night where the shooting happened. Instead, he went to another. He received a text from a friend, learning alongside others in this small community the news.
It's hard thinking about him like as a person like that.
And knowing his friends are gone.
She was always joyful, always loving.
Olga Manko came to
Olga
Kamiak
comes
to
back
read
here.
alongside others. Her best friend, Anna Bowie, taken at 19.
Put others above herself all the time. She's truly caring.
Andrew Pitt says they were all good friends, people you'd want to know.
Jake, he was
Never
always
heard of that, no.
like a funny guy. He was always like upbeat.
Jordan Ebner, his best friend.
We known him since like first grade, and he's been like a
Is
brother.
it
since
drama?
then.
Sharing
I
their
guess,
stories
yeah.
as candles are shared, passing from one to another.
It feels really good to have a community, to be connected, to support, to lay on one another. And I thank God for
Ooh, 10 seconds, stand by.
not a lot of
A
people
young
have
kid.
that.
If only
You know, I never
Sister
watched
Lynn
that, though.
to reach.
Oh, really?
Because I read all the articles about
Each other
it.
more.
And Mike Taiwan, take.
Well, tomorrow night there's going to be another vigil at the LDS Church. That's on Harbor Point Boulevard. It starts at 7:30. In the meantime, this here at Kamiak High has become more of a makeshift memorial.
Somebody wipe top VO to B.
Eddie Andrews, Q13.
Mike Nadia, wipe.
And stay with Q13 as we continue to follow this deadly shooting.
by camera 3.
Visit Q13Fox.com or download our news app for the latest developments.
Take 3.
Right now, multiple fires are burning across
have a Digex
our
with
state,
this.
and some are putting homes in danger.
Take.
This brush fire burning in Chelan is now under control, but
We'll
earlier
update
tonight,
Digex for
about
812.
40 to 50 homes near West Wooded Avenue were under mandatory evacuations. Emergency crews say it brought down a power line, so some phone service in the area is affected. The highway is back open to traffic. The fire is now about 20 acres.
Update
In
Digix.
Grant County, teams of firefighters
Says VO with
are
it.
battling the Black Rock Fire. The fire burning 7 miles south of Wilson Creek has grown to 11,000 acres and is 0% contained. State Route 28 is closed
Send
from
my
the
VO
Grant
at
County
Alpha.
line to about Irby Road in Lincoln County.
Result.
Now, people living on parts of Black Rock Road East have been warned they may need to
Back up to camera 3 for
evacuate at any
A13.
moment. The fire has already burned an outbuilding, killing the cattle inside.
Take 3.
As wildfire
Fizz 4
season
full will
heats
be
up,
next.
Northwest
This one will have
Insurance
reads on
Council
it.
sharing its FireWise toolkit. So here are some of the things to do before your disaster hits your home.
Take,
Review
read the first
your
one.
insurance
Yeah, there we
policy.
go.
Even if you
Thank you,
rent,
sir.
you might want to consider buying renter's insurance to protect your belongings.
I have
Keep
never
your
done
yard
that.
well groomed and watered. Make sure you clear the
Probably
brush
should.
up to 100 feet away from your home. And your roof is the most vulnerable part of your home in a wildfire, so be sure
My
to
last
fireproof
update
your
here.
rooftop and decks. Finally,
So my D interstitial out to camera 3 on a
keep
2 shot.
food, water, medicine, and important documents in an easy access location.
Roll D. Go 3 if you got a little something.
Turning now to
I
weather
like it.
with
Stand
some
by
choice.
camera 1.
We have those conditions that
Yeah.
are just perfect, hot, dry. This is what fires want.
Yeah, fires need that to really to grow, and they had some July rain, which actually helped some of the undergrowth and some of those weeds and grasses get pretty tall. We're going to see a little cool down. And
White.
that's some good news. Look at this time-lapse imagery. Can't really see the Olympic Mountains from our camera on top of Capitol Hill looking towards the west. In fact, those wildfires providing some of the haze we're seeing, although air quality still is in the good category.
All right. D interstitial. A17 still out. D interstitial out to Nats in B. About 4 seconds of
Maybe a
drumming.
degree or two shy of what we saw today. A very nice night for tonight. Very pleasant weather. A mild Sunday with some
Track
morning
D,
clouds,
track
nice
B.
afternoon sun, and we are talking about some summer showers back in the forecast. We'll time those out for you in just a couple minutes.
Roll D. B sound up. Mike Nadia.
Sound, you know, Seafair is here, and that means it's time for one of Seattle's biggest parades.
All right.
Tonight, thousands
Another
of
D interstitial.
spectators came to
Seahawks
the
interstitial out to Alpha
for
VO.
the massive Torchlight Parade. There were 117 entries, including drill teams, marching bands, floats, and of course, the Seafair Pirates. The show's grand marshal this year was
Cute kid.
actress and Seattle native Anna Faris, joined
Track
by her
D.
husband Chris Pratt.
Roll D.
The 12s came out in force for day 1 of Seahawks training camp at the VMAC. It was the first chance
All right, back
the
out to
crowd
camera
see
3
how the
here.
team is shaping up this season.
Take.
Sports director Aaron Levine takes us
B sound will be
inside the
next.
huddle from Renton.
Take B sound.
You could say it was drama-free, a refreshing way to describe the first day of Seahawks training camp, a year after Cam Chancellor's surprise holdout. No major absences this year.
All right. This runs 112.
With his current contract.
Standard.
Great teammate.
Out.
All the structures for the team. I just want to be a Seahawk for the rest of my life. I think I deserve to be played in the position that I play. You know, I play 4 positions for the team. I do whatever I can.
Seahawk for the rest of
help
his
the team
life.
win. So
Nice.
hopefully everything works out and you compensate the way that you play and it'll be good. He was in great spirits.
I swear he just held out like a season ago or 2 seasons ago. I could be wrong though. Not a Seahawks fan, so.
Not to even mention about his ability and that kind of stuff. He's a great factor on this club.
30.
That's why we want
30
to
left.
We want to figure out how to make him a
2 for the T's, 3 VOs, and a bubble camera.
Both Thomas Rawls and Jimmy Graham sat out of practice. Pete Carroll confirming that both would start training camp on the physically unable to perform list. The good news is both can be taken off the PUP list and activated at any time before the regular season. Coming up in a few minutes, I'll be joined
10
by
seconds,
Michelle
stand by.
Longa and Bob Condotta of the Seattle Times to break down some of the major themes at this year's training camp. From the
So wait, 2? Oh, thanks, Dennis. Mike Nadia, take 2.
An experience of a lifetime turns deadly. Up
Take
next,
VO.
a hot air balloon crash that left 16 people
It's my second
dead.
element out of B.
What might have caused the accident?
White.
Plus, another email hacking
The third
scandal
VO here.
by the Clinton campaign says Russia may be behind the breach.
White.
And nothing but
Stand by bubble
net.
camera.
But we're not talking about basketball. The Washington man who jumped 25,000 feet and didn't open his
Go bubble
parachute.
cam. White. And 2, 1, fade go.